What are we going to be doing today? What is the purpose of today's stream? Why are we all even here? I mean, the answer for me is clear. The answer for you guys, I don't know. It is what it is. What am I here for? Well, we're here to talk about the creator of Minecraft, the CEO of Twitter, and most recently, her most notable accolade recently is inventing Fortnite. Of course, folks, we're talking about Hatsune Miku today.
I'll stick this on my ass.
My story with Miku is Hatsune Miku from Fortnite. Do you know what the worst part is, though? Is that some young people, like some of them youngings, are probably gonna be like, "Oh, I didn't know that character from Fortnite was a singer." Or like, does she have an anime now? Which, mind you, is crazy that Hatsune Miku has an anime now. It's almost going to be 10 years of Miku, and she just got an anime just now. I love seeing an animation of Miku from B1 from Ultrakill interacting. B1. You know what? That sounds like it had MMD written all over its face. So yeah, we're talking about Miku. And if you've been living under a rock, if you know, don't have internet, if you are Amish, perchance, and you have just finally rehabilitated, and you don't know who Miku is, I'm gonna give you a brief overview. Miku. If you don't know who Miku is a fictional character from the hit anime Vocaloid. Miku is a mascot for the Vocaloid synthesizer. She's been around for around, what, 8 years more or less, give or take. She boomed even more around the 2020s when, you know, when world stopped and everything was out of control. She alone came up with the vaccine for COVID and saved us all. If you don't know what she looks like, here you go. Here she is. This is Hatsune Miku's B2 flash art. Mind you, Hatsune Miku is not the first Vocaloid. It's just the Vocaloid that everybody knows about. But she's not the first one of her kind. In fact, there are several before her that were just like not really that famous or that popular. Now, Miku has this thing in which I like to call, because it makes me sound smart, the Hatsune Miku theorem, you know, which is thigh highs, a short skirt, and some kind of sailor element, as well as disembodied sleeves. You know, she has a formula. It's the reason why every Vocaloid after her kind of looks like her. She invented the fashion that almost every single Vocaloid followed for like a good 2 decades. Having read a bit more about her and having, like, you know, dove into a couple interviews of what her first character designer made. Essentially, the way that Miku came out with her appearance is that she basically just was an OC, because they gave the character designer so little to work with. It's just like, okay, so, you know, we have this software which is primarily blue and black, and it has a little bit of pink on it, and so we want a character. Go for it. Have fun. Go ahead. Basically, the biggest instructions possible that you could ever commission an artist for. This is what Miku was. So, Miku's character designer struggled for a while into capturing what the concept of her was, until he came up with this. Hatsune Miku's design, in essential, is supposed to represent the future, like what it was described as a near future idol. She was born in the 2000s, 2007 to be precise, and so you can kind of see that she's a product of her time, because for this is supposed to be the future. And if you ever go back into what a lot of people describe as futuristic clothing, right? Most people just default to skin tight clothing, LED lights, and that's it, right? Everything in future era from the 2000s, when you think about the future, everything is made of metal, everything is skin tight, and everybody's playing Britney Spears, you know? It was very much a very limited conception of what the future of character design, of media, and indeed of fashion could be, because the Miku formula is very much present in, like, the aesthetics of that era, which is just headgear, LED lights, you know, random buttons everywhere, just like things that we at the time seemed a bit too futuristic. Just like, oh my god, your skirt is shining, your skirt has buttons on it. Whatever shall we do about such marbles? It is iconic. It's her first ever appearance. And I'm gonna say something controversial yet brave. I do not think that this is the best that Miku has ever looked. Before you attack me, she's not the worst. She's not the worst. This is not the worst Miku out there ever. In fact, her Append version is even worse in my opinion, but this is not the best that she's ever looked. Aside from the obvious, which is just that she's old. She's been out and about since 2007. I think she's old enough to vote now. Oh my god. Miku's about to be soon she will be old enough to vote. Oh god, she's the one who's gonna save us from this madness. The making of Miku is simple because, you know, she has the Miku theorem, the Miku formula. It's the reason why Miku can look so different yet still be her, because her formula is simple. She got the whole ass Vocaloid software on her skirt and on her sleeves, which is not easy to draw. And this is just minor details that majority of people just end up skipping when it comes to drawing Miku, because that is not necessary for her work. And you could argue that is a point of discussion, which is Miku didn't really need all of this to be iconic, but at the same time, she is supposed to be a representation of future. If she is what is gonna happen to us in a couple years, then God bless. God bless, because honestly, we need some saving. Because listen, most people's exposure to Miku's fashion comes through the MMD community. If you guys know, that community is Miku Dance. The MMD community, just because they made her into a 3D model, they just straight up just skipped everything that wasn't necessary about Miku, which is literally anything that made her futuristic. Which is what we're gonna discuss. It's just, you know, this is a cute idea of futurism. If anything, I am really happy about that this at some point in time was an expression of futurism, because I am over the idea of futuristic fashion just being a skin-tight suit a la superhero style. Like, fashion can be so much. If we're really just thinking about what technology can accomplish, I feel like this is a little bit too constricted. The future of fashion is exaggeration. It is making the impossible plausible, just like hair being huge and in wild shapes, making the impractical practical, meaning like she could have ginormous sleeves and it would be okay. So to me, this is just a Miku that is a little bit too constricted. Like, it's a bit too constricted of the perception of future of its time. And so I'm gonna forgive her for that. You know what? She's her queen. She's untouchable. This is the Miku that everybody remembers. So to me, this Miku is a solid 8. She has some things that she could work on, but it's a solid 8. Are you guys ready for you guys to think of me as your creator god? Because I'm gonna blow your mind away. Miku does not, in fact, have thigh-high boots. Miku has thigh-high socks, and these are shoes. I thought it was all one piece. I know, right? Everybody thinks that, and that is because the art makes it seem that way. But if you see any other representations of Miku in media at the time, you will notice that that is a separate shoe. The shoe is separated. Now, here's where things go a little south. Here's where things are... They took a dramatic change in approach when it comes to Miku. Append Miku happened around the same era as the normal Hatsune Miku. This is a relaunch of Miku, a reimagination of Miku. Like, this is another crack at Miku as a futuristic idol. And I can just say I hate everything about it. I just hate everything about it. Because if you have noticed, for a while now, I've been saying that I hate the idea of futuristic fashion just being skin-tight suits and with barely anything else on it. Just something that looks ever so slightly mechanical. I don't like that. Because, again, why is fashion looking slimmer and slimmer in the future? Like, this is generally kind of ugly, first of all, I'm not gonna lie. Second, it kind of just completely fucks up the Miku formula. And wear some shoes, yeah, like, wear some damn shoes, but like it may be the future, but the floors are still dirty. It may be the future, but you can still get wars on your face. Again, this is when people thought that all computers were going to fail as soon as we hit 2012, you know? It is Miku and you cannot convince me otherwise. Again, listen, Miku has these two things going for her. Her iconic hair and her iconic formula. So, you can put blue hair and pigtails and everybody will think it's Miku, and that's the reason why that's okay. But if you were to change Miku's hair color, this would no longer feel like Miku. Now will it? Like, this will no longer feel like Miku if you were to change her hair color in this one. Like, if you were to change her hair color, this will no longer be Miku. Honestly, what I would have loved and what I would have changed is to give her an actual skirt. I don't know what this is trying to be. And also, I don't know why her pussy's almost out. I don't know why her skin needs to be showing this way. But I would have loved if they gave her an actual skirt for it to still feel like the Miku formula. And at least they played with something that I do like of a futuristic fashion and the idea of futuristic fashion, which is transparencies. Because, you know, transparent fabrics are a bit difficult to work with nowadays. And even now with the evolution of fashion, transparent fabrics are still a bitch to deal with. So transparency as a concept of the future makes me feel where we could be headed. Now, I don't want to see everybody naked, but you know, layers of transparency just to show more of the outfit, to me feels good. That feels like a good idea. There's some ideas here that are really good about this Miku, but this is just not Miku to me. It feels like a cosplay. it feels like somebody who tried to capitalize out of Miku's popularness. It feels like legally distinct Miku. So yeah, no. Why does Miku has had that house? Why does Miku have that house arrest cuffing her leg? You know what? She has them because this is a crime towards the original Miku. If I went from such an iconic look to what this is now, I would have also punched my artist. You made me look generic now, and I hate it. Miku is at its worst when she looks generic, in my personal opinion. So this Miku in particular, to me, it's a big fat 4. Like, there are some genuinely good ideas here that I would like to see explored more. Just give her a skirt. For God's sakes, give her a skirt. And play more with transparency. And also, wear some shoes, mama. Wear some shoes. The viruses are still on the floor. Listen, it's 2025. And we still haven't invented a way to not get warts on our feet. So wear some shoes, bitch. Wear some shoes. Have some class. Now, we go enter a new era of Miku now. Miku has been popular for a couple years now. She's been really popular. She's been having concerts. World is Mine came and went. And it's now a new era for Miku to reinvent herself. For her to go away from the original Append and for the original box art. And to just have a bit more of a iconic look to herself. And so we get B3 Miku, which in my opinion is the best Miku design there is, because I love the idea of Miku having transparency on her outfit. I love the idea of her playing with just like kind of plastic feel that the future is gonna have, because honestly, we already have microplastics in our body. At some point we're gonna become plastic, so you know, why not play with it? It is admittedly very safe. This is a very safe departure because, you know, she just changed her top and that's it. There is little more to it. Like, there is not that much going on in terms of new ideas when it comes to Miku. But just the little detail that the sleeve is transparent just makes it everything to me. It makes me feel as though, okay, this is a Miku in a modern era concept in which she's still the future of what fashion could be, but it's not too far away that you may think, I don't know, this feels a little fake. This can genuinely happen now. This one looks so good. I know, right? And also, I love the idea of Miku's hair just being like in a twirl. It adds another layer of detail that I really enjoy about Miku. Is just like, when you play with her pigtails, it's so much fun because they're such a big part of her design. To me, this is just the best that it looks like. It is the best of both worlds. Of old Miku's design with like the more futuristic approach that Append tried to do, which is her having a bit more of a transparency idea. In my opinion, I think that we should just give up the ghost with this tie. I think this tie is a little bit overplayed out. Like, sure, I know it's iconic, but now, you see, to me, this is starting to be a bit of an issue of proportion. The fact that it hits right in the same area in which her little shirt does, it kind of looks a bit silly to me. Like, we can probably do something more fun, you know? Just change the shape. This is supposed to be a recreation of the iconic Miku, but to me, she just changes shapes. I've always like correlate Miku to a square shape because that is the shape of her little things right here, her little accessories, which mind you, I say this and I quote because I read it on a couple articles. Apparently, the original designer of Miku wanted Miku to have an element that was almost impossible for cosplayers to do, and that was deliberate. Like, I don't know what in his goddamn mind possessed him to do that, because if anything, that is the mark of a horrible design for cosplayers, just making something that they cannot make easy. And her accessories were that, because her accessories float. Her accessories are not supposed to be attached to her pigtails, they just float in place. Sometimes they are connected to her headphones, and sometimes they're not. But I aim to be the I aim to be the kind of evil that Miku's original designer was. I mean, they eventually figured it out, right? But in all technicality, Miku's accessories are not attached to her pigtails. They just float there. Yeah, to me, this is just like the best expression of what Miku could be as a character. It's just, she's still a schoolgirl. Her design is a bit futuristic, but without going the route of just a skin tight suit. But it's just missing just a little bit more, just a little bit. It feels a little bit outdated. Like they need to change something about her shape. I still will believe that the best expression of what future could be for fashion is just go bigger, exaggerate, make her sleeves like 10 times wider, make her skirt a bit more complex. You know, sure, I love all the data on her skirt. I love all the buttons, which are still there for some reason, despite the fact that nobody draws them. But I want more. I like this. I like another layer. Maybe make it even fluffier. Just do more. I want more from Miku. She's the virtual diva, for fuck's sake. If anything, she should be what we VTubers aspire to be. And I mean, in our reality, Miku did inspire a lot of VTuber designs. The shoes are more defined here. Yeah, they absolutely are. They're a bit more refined. Now people can see that they're supposed to be separated. Even in this artwork, they're still separated and you can see it better. Like she's wearing a little bit of a slipper shoe. Which also, the way that these connects are a bit more futuristic, because this is not how a shoe looks like. That is not how a shoe behaves. So, you know, this is a bit more of a futuristic idea of what a shoe could be, which again, it is not just a skin tight suit. And now she's wearing shoes. Finally, she hasn't contracted a plantar word. So this Miku for me is a solid 9 out of 10. It's a solid 9 out of 10 for me. This Miku is lovely. It is everything I wanted, and I wish that another one of her appearances would be as good as this one. But you know, unfortunately for Miku, it's only downhill from here. It is not as good as it is. But yeah, solid 9 out of 10 Miku. You know, this is where the hair loss of Hatsune Miku really started to take effect. This is where the years were really just coming to her. The years really just, the stress of being the #1 diva of the world, it really just took a toll on her body. Because these pigtails are a shame. This wig, mama, this wig is like what you... Listen. Let me just bring the other Miku back. This is like B3 Miku from Temu. That is just the worst thing that you could ever do to Miku. The most iconic part about her, and she's balding. She is losing her head. She's just stressing out, mama. She's stressed out. Apparently, her hair is now made of straw. And I hate it. I fucking hate it. You have these gorgeous swirling pigtails that look really cute. And now you have like this basically straw hat material. This is not a shame to the artist, by the way. The artist did an iconic job. However, mama, she needs some hair extensions. She needs some tracks. She needs some hair. Because like, what is going on, Mary? What's going on in here? What is this supposed to be? Oh my god. Is that a side in her hair? I don't know. Maybe you know what? Maybe she just sharpened her hair a little bit. She was a little tired of the allegations that her hair was just too unrealistic. And she was like, well, let me just make it like a real pigtail. And she just decided to just cut her hair. For all that I shit on her hair, this Miku really tried something. Was it successful? Well, that remains to be seen. It is time to redefine the details on Miku, right? She's doing something more detailed. She's doing something a bit more fun. First of all, she changed her bell sleeves. They're now arm warmers. Thank you. Thank you. Arm warmers. Yes, leg warmers, but for the arms. I wonder what they're called. But yeah, she has arm warmers now instead of a bell sleeve. Her skirt now has a piano motif on it. You know, she still has these stupid buttons that I really just dislike. You know, Do you just press it and does it play music? I don't know. Her shoes are now a bit more detailed too. Now she has a band over them so that you know how she buttons them. Now you gotta know how she slips the shoes on. She just buttons them in. You know, she secures them in through a button. And also, what does this say? Is that Chinese? Oh! That is so fucking stupid. What does this imply, though? What does this imply, though? Does it imply that if you caress Miku's thigh, does that become does she change from soft to powerful? Where if you caress her thigh down or if you caress it high up, do you feel her thigh? Is that what it's implying? Or do you just press the blue button right here? Okay, that's kind of dumb. I love it though. Like, listen, you can really tell that they decided to go and go all in on the details. But yeah, this Miku is a Miku that it didn't really mess with the silhouette of Miku, but really did mess around in the details, and I can appreciate it for that because I love the paneling on this shirt. It makes it a lot more interesting to look at than just a plain white shirt. I love the pleating on the skirt. The piano pleating that makes it a bit more voluminous. Now, unfortunately, the artist is not really taking full potential of how voluminous this type of pleat is on such a short space. But you know, they're trying something new. I love the transparent underskirt. And also, something I noticed just now by zooming in, literally getting right there into her pixels, like just getting uncomfortably close. She has some frills now. She got some frills. Like that is a like some kind of vinyl, like, you know, peaks, valleys, like, you know, some kind of flowns. Hold on, let me just take a color and make this darker so you guys can see it too. You guys can see? She has some wings. She has some aerodynamism. Do I wish that this was a bit more pronounced? I kinda do, because that is a very cool detail. That is a bit of a departure from the original Miku that is just missed because it's just too transparent. Like, I know I said that I wanted transparency, but this feels so conservative. Like, I can see the good ideas in here. I can see how much they try to reinvent Miku, but you were too conservative. Just do it, Mary. Just do it. Change Miku. Her formula is so basic. You can change the details however much you want. You made Miku bald. At least you could have compensated by giving him some cool arm wins or something. But I think the biggest sin that this version of Miku could make is the fact that they grounded her squares. You know, the creator of Minecraft has had her squares grounded. Like, they made it part of hair ties. The whole point of that accessory is that it would be impossible to make IRL without something connecting it. Why would you ground it? I don't understand. Just let them be flying squares. And also, why are they just straws? Why are they just now a bendy straw that you just like bent over to form a square? Why? Why B3 Miku, B4 Miku? Why? Why do you do this to me? This Miku is just a 7. No, it's an 8. It's an 8. It's on par with the original Miku because it's trying some new things and failing at them, but she's trying. You know what? We can applaud her because she's trying. She's trying good things. They tried to reinvent Miku and they sort of failed, but you know what? It's okay. Now, we go to probably the worst offender. She got some tracks. Let's be honest, her wig is back. You know, her wig is back. She got some hair extensions. She went to the hair doctor. She got her scalp examined, and her hair has grown back. She has made a full recovery. The problem is oh my god, they undid everything that was good about the original B4 Miku. Mama, what is this? What is this, like, boxy creature? Like, I can appreciate the fact that they're going for more of a boxy look now, because again, I really do identify Miku with a square motif. But she looks like a wet dog. Like, this no longer feels futuristic. To me, this just feels like a little office worker. Like, even her iconic skirt strap right here, this even looks boring. Like, what is going on? What happened to you, Miku? Who did this to you? Who hurt you? Who hurt you, baby? You can speak to me. What's going on? What's wrong? Who did this to you? This is so sad. Any of the good ideas of the original B4 Miku that they made just went straight down the garbage chute. This is just your neighborhood lady office worker who probably watches too much anime from time to time, you know? This is just Dolores from down the street. This is no longer Miku. If this didn't have Miku's hair, it would not feel like it was any futuristic at all. Zero. Nothing. Not even the LED decals that these stickers that they have decided to put on her sleeves could save her. Like, this is sad. This is really sad. Like, am I crazy for me to think that these look like stickers to me? Like, these look like stickers, don't they? They look like they just cut out like a green square and just put some tape on it and call it a day. Like, this is so bad. This design of Miku misses, like, it relies so heavily on the Miku formula that it misses anything that it could have been good about it. And it's a big fat zero. It's a zero. It's gross. It's disgusting. Why would you do this to my girl? I can see what you were trying to do, making her boxier, but why did you get rid of everything that made her interesting? I don't understand. Her body type is also awful. I don't mind the body type. Like, I like my Miku, like I like my twigs, straight up and down. I do not like when Miku gets curvy, because when Miku gets curvy is when all hope is lost. I like it and I prefer when Miku is just a little stick, because, you know, I feel like that's her body type. That's what people know her for. She has small boobs, has no hips. Her body ain't got no shape. And I prefer it that way. I prefer when all of the curves that are happening are on her hair. Like, this does nothing. I feel empty. I feel empty looking at this Miku. Like, let's move on. And also, for some reason, even this looks ugly. Like, no. Just no. Just a big fat no. It's not the fact that she has no asses. It's the fact that she hasn't seen a sandwich in 3 months. I know, girl, they lock her in the basement with no food. She was just stuck there making music. I don't believe there has been a Vocaloid 5 yet. I think that that Vocaloid no longer exists. But we do have one more design that I did grab from the wiki, which is Chinese Miku. This is the Miku, where the Miku is splash art for her Chinese voice bank. And can I say, post-editing person, which is probably going to be short. Post-editing, can we please add angelic music to this? Please and thank you. Because, my God, finally! They did something different! They messed with the Miku formula in a way that is interesting! Thank God! Was it that hard, guys? Was it that hard to make Miku interested? Did it took this long for you guys to do anything interesting with her? This is basically just the same design as B4 Miku. But this design is a lot more catered to the Chinese aesthetic to it. It has like this very iconic part of Chinese clothing, which is this little scallop feel, the roundedness, the ropes which enclose the outfit. Like these flowers that are very like prominent in the Chinese style, and the shape of her shirt is also mimicking a traditional Chinese dress. Kuipao, right? The kuipao. It is very much that. They made the shape similar to kuipao, and this is what I love about it. Now, one thing that does happen when you introduce this this more Chinese feel to her, you do miss what made her feel futuristic, you know? Because, well, you're grounding it in reality. You're grounding this version of Miku in a reality, because you're referencing tradition. This does not feel futuristic to me. It has the same problem of the previous Miku design, that boxy monstrosity. It kind of feels a little bit too real, in my opinion. Like, I know that the point is for the cosplayers to have an easier time replicating her, but it feels like it has lost the aspect of futurism to her, which I feel like that is something that should not be lost. I would say I love the shoes, though. The shoes are my favorite part of this. This shoe is so iconic. I'm gonna steal those from her. But yeah, this Miku just decided to round out her design a little bit more. If you notice, everything that was square about her at some point in time was now round off, including the fact that they made her curvier. And I don't mind that, but I still wish that they have kept the squares. I get it though. They can't, because again, they're making her a bit more Chinese skewed, which that's okay. But yeah, I feel like just because it tries really hard to make Miku something more than just the Miku formula, I really like it. I feel like it's an 8 out of 10. It's an 8 out of 10. It tries some new things and I can appreciate them. Now, I kind of wish it would have a bit more transparency, like just a bit more, just to, again, to me, the future of clothing is finding ways to incorporate transparency in a really cool way. Her hair is growing back in this picture, at least. It is not too thin in this picture. Compared to her origin to this, at least she's had some hair now. You know, that's something. Folks, now we have finished with all of the mainline Mikus. With all of the Mikus that have come out in the box art, I think. Wait, hold on. No, there was one more. There was one more. I remember specifically that there was one more, but I don't remember where it is. There she is. Now, I think you guys are probably gonna know what my rating for this Miku is going to be. You guys probably know why. This is Miku's most recent design. This is her Synthesizer B design. This is her Synthesizer B design. And can I just say, I think this probably takes the cake from me, because it has the classic Miku formula. Bias, this is full on bravery. What are you talking about? Not at all. What are you talking about? I mean, what even is it that you're trying to imply here? I have no idea. Me? Biased? Never. I am the most impartial person on this fucking earth that you have ever met. This is a bit of a step up of what if I remember what I say, was B4 Miku standard version was trying to do, which is introduce different elements to Miku that messed a bit with the Miku formula, but not enough that she's unrecognizable. Like changing the details, making it a bit more fun. Because you see, the problem with the original Miku, and the reason why I rank her kind of low, is because she's just a little bit too basic. That chicken bone barely has any meat on it. If Octavio Holostars has shown anything to the world right now, is that artists love pain. That's the reason why it's called painting. We love pain. We love suffering. We like to painstakingly try and cry drawing layers for 2, 3, 5 hours. We like that. It gives us life. With the introduction of scallops, we're making her shirt a little bit more scallopy and giving her like a bit of more of a floral motif. This is a Miku that is fun to draw. A Miku that feels right to draw. Now, she's not without faults. She has a more realistic skirt now. My personal opinion, Miku should not have to conform to the ugly ways. Miku should not be chained to the earthly plagues that we suffer. She should not be bound to this earthly realm. She should aim to be bigger, to be more, to be even more exaggerated. You know what I would have loved? Because this Miku has such a skirt, such a floral connotation to her, why not make her skirt like a full ass, almost tutu shape skirt? Make it look like an actual flower, because like it's already going for it. Do I mourn the loss of the squares because I really like Miku when she's square? Yes, I do. But just go harder. That is like my only criticism. Just go harder. Go harder. Make her skirt even fluffier. I would have loved that so much. And I feel like it missed such a big opportunity. She has an emo chain. Wait, I just noticed that. Oh my gosh. Well, now there's another point against her. Well, thank you guys. You're ruining her for me. I just noticed that she has a very small skirt. I hate it. No. Why do you do this? Why put a chain that is barely there? If you're gonna do that, at least make it bigger. Again, this Miku is not perfect. Oh, look. She has the Wi-Fi sign. She has the Wi-Fi sign on her shoes. She's trying to connect. Her toes are trying to communicate. Apparently, the toes are trying to communicate to be freed, but they should never be free. If we have learned anything about Append Miku, is that you should always have shoes. Like I said, this Miku has a bit. He does miss the mark in a couple things. Like I feel like there's some details that were a bit too smooth over. Like I think that her shoes are now way too uninteresting. They could be more interesting. But this Miku is just so fun to draw that I don't even fucking care. I don't care. Like, honestly, just look at Miku from here and everything is good. My face has been cleansed of any impurities. My life has been improved now. I think everything is going to be okay. That is all of the Mikus that I had planned to you guys. That is all of the Mikus that I took a look for. But yeah, this Miku is a 10 out of 10. I love this Miku. We can look at what your favorite Miku is. All right. Here's the problem to me. I'm not saying that your Miku design ain't good because she looks fire. I love this dress so much. This giant rose bow is everything. It's giving me all the life that I could ever get. My issue is that this barely looks like Miku to me. There's something about it that doesn't feel Miku at all. I feel like it's the hair. I feel like the way that the hair is done feels a bit too big of a departure. And again, Miku can have any look because she's our queen. She's our queen. This is iconic, but it just feels a bit too much of a departure. I can appreciate everything with what it's doing, but I feel like if it was gonna be a bit too much of a departure with her hair, I wish she would have followed the Miku formula a little bit. Because I feel like this would have been so fire if she had like some kind of flounce on her wrist, you know, just something to emulate her sleeves. Am I saying that every Miku has to have the detached sleeves or have any kind of flounce? No. But do I think that this one needed it? A little bit, just to tie her down. But I really like this Miku. It's a 9 out of 10 for me. I really do enjoy her. She's trying very different things. Now, I love Miss Miku working at a Wendy's. She got a side gig, you know. She's been struggling to make ends meet, and now she's just, you know, working at a restaurant, and she looks really cute. I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed the candy cane bow, not gonna lie. This is really pretty, and it feels like Miku. Because of the arm things, it feels like Miku. It genuinely does feel like her. Like, you see this and, oh my god, this is Miku. I really enjoyed this one, and also, she looks a little bit like Sonic. This is Sonic's color scheme. Oh my god, this is Sonic as a maid, as a maid. She looks a little bit like Sonic. Look at her shoes. I really like this Miku though. This is a 10 out of 10 Miku. It's a very iconic Miku. I really enjoy her. She's fun. She looks like she will be fun to draw too. And she will be fun to cosplay. Okay, I do see another one here. Oh, bitch! Work my pussy out, bitch! Live, love, live, laugh, love. Oh my fucking god. Isn't this a Miku who has personal style, doesn't it? Oh my god. Oh my god. She looks so cool. What the heck? She looks so badass. Oh, these lace up fucking socks are everything. These are everything. We have a masterpiece right in front of us. Oh my god. This is such a good design. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I feel like the best part about it is the shoes though. Them shoes look expensive and she's rocking them. Those boots are made for walking and will stomp you in the face, and I hope she does because that shoe is delicious. I'm gonna eat her up. Huh? The hot bright pink underlining on that skirt just breaking up the ocean of black. The cool leather jacket that incorporates Miku's themes. Her fucking hair too, though. Her fucking hair. It could smite you out of the ground. It's so cool. This thing, the fucking lace up, the corset socks are everything. This is a cool Miku. Oh, she has made my world so upside down. My world has been changed. My worldview has now been modified. I love her. Please, more of this. More of this, please. Now, the small criticism I have against her is despite the fact that she is following the Miku formula a little bit, she's like one step away from looking a little bit too much like not Miku. She's like barely skirting that line in which you can change Miku enough for her to still be recognizable but look different. And she's right there in that cusp, but I don't care. She is cool. She's a rocker Miku. Somebody tell me what song is she from, because she is so cool. I want to listen to this song. This picture that I'm gonna show from Brazilian Miku is the art of Crema. Cremanat.a on Instagram. Now, if I judge this Miku based on the formula, based on what Miku is supposed to be, the thing about Miku right now is that she's a vibe now. She's no longer our idol, but she's just the goddess of the world, and she can look however the fuck she wants to look like. Now, for the purposes of this being a Miku as a Brazilian girl, This is a 10 out of 10. I really love it. I think that me in particular would have done something a bit more, like a little bit more detailed, just a little bit, other than just sticking the Brazilian flag on her shirt. I feel like I could have done with, like, you know, something a bit more traditional, I guess. But then again, though, like, what is Brazil if not a sucker for Brazil itself? Brazilians are so proud to be Brazilian. There's just nothing much I can say about this Miku. This Miku's perfect. She's the perfect Brazilian girl. She's our Brazilian diva, and I love her. Raw, next Miku. I hate you. I hate you. Get out of here. I just love Latinas, Renan. Get out. Get out. Get the fuck out. I live. She's so cute. I kind of wish that the Brazilian Miku was a bit more like this now. Not to say that the Brazilian Miku isn't gorgeous. This is so pretty. What the heck? Just the literal like traditional pattern on her skirt, which is so Latin American. It's so Latin American for us to have this bright, really loud patterns in our clothing, particularly in women's skirt, because like Mexico also has this. It really shows the passion of a Latina Miku. This is a Miku who is proud of her roots. She's proud to be Peruvian. She chose to show off her Peruvian side, and I live for her. This is actually so pretty. There was also a Latin American artist who did something like this before, which is just like a modernized version of a traditional clothing. I want to see more Mikus, like more Mikus of the world. Listen, I love Miku being dressed in a traditional garment from the world. That is lovely, that is grand, and that is awesome. But I want to see also more Mikus like this. Just like, what if Miku, but if she was made with the aesthetics of the country that she's representing, which in this case is Peru. Good job, Miku. Good job. This is a 10 out of 10. I love this fucking skirt though. I love this loud pattern. Oh, so gorge. So this is cat girl Hatsune Miku. Apparently, this is the Hatsune Miku. This is a e-girl Hatsune Miku. This is a Hatsune Miku's a streamer. This is a Hatsune Miku that sends her bath water. I can see the ideas. I can see why this Miku skin would be popular. Me personally, I am not a fan. I know these may come as heresy to you, coming from me, the pink VTuber, but there is such a thing for this Miku as a little bit too much pink. If me, the streamer whose goal is for you to see green after you stop watching my content, for the saturation of pink that I want to fill you with, I think this is a little bit too much. It kind of misses the mark on that balancing. I think that we needed a couple more different tones of pink. Here's the thing. Here's my opinion on it. Pink as a color and as a saturation works. Pink on pink works. But when you do a monochromatic look, you have to be very careful with the types of pinks that you choose. My design has a lot of pinks on it, but it has it in very different hues. We have a bright magenta, we have a light pastel pink, and we have a very like mauvey pink. But these are very different and very deliberately supposed to be on a different hue scale, you know? Like they're pinks all over the place. You gotta play with colors a little bit more to get the right balance for a monochromatic look like that. And to me, it just doesn't look like it's balanced at all. And also, I'm kind of bored. Hatsune Miku was an e-girl. Like, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Also, why are you wearing tennis shoes? That's boring. Why does this line not continue? This is bothering me. Why do you have pink hair right next to a pink skirt? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. No, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. This is also the ugliest cat hat I have ever seen in my life. Oh, mama. I'm not feeling good about her. This is just Bella Delphine as a Miku. And no. Just no. I refuse to rank her. I think this one is miles better. If we go off of the same principle, out of the same principle that we were talking about earlier, this one really does give me something to look at every turn. It feels fun. It feels right. It feels like this Miku will be cool to cosplay. It feels like this Miku could not be easily recreated. It doesn't feel so common that you will see this as a normal person, you know? It's Miku, for fuck's sakes. Miku should always stand out. And this feels so right. It feels so nice. Like this bodysuit that's going underneath it just kind of gives you enough leeway for your eyes to go back and forth. because you're in rapture with this hexagonal pattern. And you know, you look at her shoes, oh my god, the rainbow, you go up, you see the pouch, you look at the really bright colors. It feels nice. It feels right. This Miku feels like she would be fun to draw, and it feels like she would be fun to style. It feels like you will have fun wearing this outside. Some of the points still apply from the other Miku, but this feels much better. It feels right. You know what it feels like? It feels like this was the original skin and they just had to throw in another one, so the other one just like, oh my god, just make it pink. That's it. This Miku has bisexual lighting. You know what? She's letting out, you know, just in time for Pride Month. I know that Pride Month isn't in a couple months, but you know, just in time for Pride Month. She's always proud and out and about. And so yes, this is our bisexual Queen Miku. I really like this Miku. So putting them side by side together, the pink Miku is a 4 and this one is a 10. I love this Miku. She just feels fun. She just feels really fun. And I think with that though, we took a look at some very iconic Mikus. We went from the very OG Miku to the most recent Miku, which is Miku in Fortnite. I can't believe that. I can't believe that sentence left my mouth. I am very proud of Miku for who she is now. I hope that she keeps growing. Please, Miku, when you turn 20 years old and you're able to vote, please save us. Thank you all so much for watching. It was so much fun. I had a blast. I love talking about Miku and I love talking about fashion. I hope that you guys had fun. I hope that this was interesting for you. Let me know what other characters or franchises you would like to see in fashion ranks, because I am trying to do this a bit more often, because at the end of the day, this is kind of like, you know, my thing, or at least supposedly was my thing. I love fashion and I love to see it in video games. Fashion, character, and custom design are almost the same thing anyway, so if you have anything else that you'd like me to take a look at, let me know. I'll try to do these a little bit more often because it's fun to just yap away and criticize characters. Thank you so much for choosing me for your entertainment for today. I really do appreciate you guys coming for tonight. Take care. I love you guys. I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye now.